Hello, beautiful starseed, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your channel for grace. Let us hop right into your astrology and tarot reading for Virgo season of summer 2021. All right, Sagittarius, let's take a look at the transits and aspects that are going to be going on this Virgo season and how they're going to be affecting you. This is going to be very important if you are a Sagittarius rising, but my messages are always channeled as well. So you will find some gems here for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Venus. And then when we get to the tarot reading, that's for all Sag, Moon, Venus, rising, and Sun. Okay, so the very first thing that happens when we enter Virgo season is the sun enters into the sign of Virgo. And that is happening for you in your 10th house. So the sun is over here. This is something that happened on August 22nd, so just a few days ago. And think about this as the theme that's going to be affecting you for these next 30 days. It is about focusing on your career. It is about focusing on your life path. It is about focusing on how are you showing up in the world. And the focus is to be organized, to be kind of focusing on the details of the process of being, in the public eye, or working on the one thing that you are meant to do and that you are meant to be recognized for. That's the biggest focus for Virgo season for you. Now on August 28th, the sun is going to square the nodes. And the nodes right now are the north node is in your 7th and the south node is in your 1st house. And I've talked about this duality a lot. The Sagittarius is going through a lot because they have this intense south node transit through the 1st house, especially if you're a Sagittarius rising. And this is causing you to really change a lot about yourself, to let go of ways of being and self-identifying that no longer serve you. And it's like you're being asked to become a whole new person. And that's the theme of this T-square, where the sun is saying somehow the way that you show up for the world has to be aligned with who you are, your sense of self, your identity, as well as your relationships. And that's the theme, and maybe the challenge or something that comes up to ask you, do you know who you are? Do you know, are you focusing on relationships in your life and how to find more harmony and more communication within your relationships, and how to find the truth about your relationships, as well as focusing on, your sense of self and letting go of the old you and stepping into the new you, and then also aligning that with how you're going to show up in the world. That's a big deal for you this month. Mercury enters the sign of Libra on August 29th, which means he will be entering into your 11th house. And the 11th house is the house of friends. It's the house of sharing your gifts with the world, and it's the house of networking. So when Mercury's in Libra, this does ask for a more harmonious communication, for more balance within that area of your life. So while Mercury's transiting through this is a good time to work out, friendship things, communicate better in terms of like, who are you networking with, and also how are you sharing, all the gifts that you have been acquired or learned or came into the world with the people, because the 11th house is the house of the people. Mars is going to make an opposition to Neptune at 22 degrees on September 2nd, which means that Mars is in your 10th house, Neptune is in your 4th. And this duality of the 10th and the 4th house is a big theme for you also for this month, because this is where we're going to see the new and the full moon happening for Virgo season. So this is a time, oppositions to Neptune can create a little bit of fogginess, can create a little bit of misunderstandings, unclarity. There's like a veil. You're not really sure, like if you are in the right place at the right time, if you're putting your focus or your action and your drive and your motivation in the right place. But you have to stay connected to where is your heart? Where is your soul? Where is like your core expression? And that will help you move forward with more motivation. But also not a good time to like really make like drastic decisions. It's really a good time to think about it and see how things play out before you fully commit to things. And then we land on the new moon in Virgo, which happens on September 6th. And that is going to be happening in your 10th house of career. So this is about setting intentions about how are you going to focus your energy? How are you going to focus your drive as well? How are you going to focus your daily life, your schedule? And how are you going to organize yourself for the coming 2 weeks ahead? Because there's a 2-week period between the new moon and the full moon where you get to work on all those intentions that you set. So think about where you're at in your life path. Think about what you want to accomplish in your life. What do you want to be recognized for? This would be a really good time to focus on those things and set intentions for that as well. And then Venus enters the sign of Scorpio on September 10th, which means that she actually moves into your 12th house. And that's a beautiful, beautiful transit. Venus in the 12th is a very celestial energy. It's divine. The 12th house is the house of the divine and spirituality and connecting to your starseed ancestors, your soul family, your spirit guides, angels, your teachers. It's also about connecting to your higher self. So it is a beautiful transit, although having Scorpio in the 12th house really does add this depth of kind of power and expression that is different than having, a normal 12th house in the sign of Pisces where it actually rules. So there's a depth that comes into your life at this time. You feel like the veil might be thin. I also think of Scorpio as having the gift, especially like a moon in Scorpio has the gift to like of mediumship, of actually communicating with beings that have passed on or beings that are in other dimensions. And this is something that can get activated here. And also it'll affect your relationships in 2 ways. One of them, it's going to help you find more of a spiritual connection or you desire more of a spiritual connection with people. And the other one is you desire more in-depth connection with people. So more truth, more like raw honesty, more vulnerability. And that's how your relationships will be affected during the transit of Venus in Scorpio. Mars enters the sign of Libra on September 14th. And so he moves out of your 10th and into your 11th. And so in terms of drive and motivation, it's time to focus on sharing your gifts with the world. On this day, the sun also makes an opposition to Neptune, which is that same duality we were just talking about here. So again, another energy of confusion, not really sure if I'm going the right way. How is this affecting my family? Am I really thinking about all the things that my decisions are affecting? Those are the kind of questions that may come up for you. And then the sun trines Pluto on September 17th. And Pluto is in Capricorn, so he's actually in your 2nd house of money. And the trine will be from the 10th house to the 2nd house. So this is money and finances and career house. So it's actually, they're related. It's like the more work you put into career, the more you're going to bring that abundance into your life. And this is money that you make yourself. This is also gaining more confidence in yourself and gaining more self-esteem and understanding the relationship between how I show up in the world and how much that manifests in the realm of my own personal desire for security in my life. So there will be a little more understanding, and you may have more clarity as to like the confusion that sun opposing Neptune may have caused you during that time. And then we finish the month with the full moon in Pisces, which is going to be happening in your 4th house of the home. So this means that the focus will be on home and family. So you've been focusing very hard the whole month on your career, not on family, on your career and how you're showing up for the world. But then everything that you do for the world actually helps everything that you do at home. And so on this day, on September 20th, you're going to see like the culmination of that intention that you set. Maybe what I feel really is going to be happening is you're going to feel like that all the hard work that you put into focusing on your career and your path this month has really paid off. And now you get to enjoy that with your family and at home and with your loved ones. So that's the astrology for you, Sagittarius. Let's hop on over to your tarot reading to see what the cards can add to this and to see what your spirit guides, angels, and teachers want to tell you about this month and the significance of this month. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to tell you what these 5 cards represent in a moment. But first, I do want to mention that we are featuring the Andromeda Starseed Essential Oil Blend, the Aura Mist, as well as the Andromeda roller bottle. And what this is good for is if you're an Andromedan starseed, it's really good to connect to your starseed family. It's also good for liberation, surrender, non-attachment, beauty and truth, and following the light. And it is made with beautiful Melissa, eucalyptus, and Hawaiian sandalwood essential oils, elderberry extract, coconut oil, and mica powder. These are found in my Etsy shop. This month I'm doing a special. It's only going on for about 1 more week, where you purchase a starseed reading and you get one of these oils for free if you're in the USA. So check it out, and let's hop right into this reading. So here we've got the intuition card, the challenge card, the overall theme, the wisdom from your starseed ancestors, and the animal spirit for the season for you. And we begin the reading with the card of divine wisdom. So this is the intuition card for you. So the divine wisdom that comes through you when you finally get to a point of like full understanding. This divine wisdom really comes through only when you have done the work, when you have, let go, when you have released, when you have moved on, when you have like literally transformed yourself. And while I was talking about in the astrology about the South Node in Sag, which you have been going through, this is exactly what it's talking about. The wisdom is coming through you because it's channeling or transiting your first house, making it so that you are reawakening to a whole new you. And also this season, you're going to be focusing on that as well. Now, the challenge card for you is the death card. And the death card is about transformation, transmutation, transcendence, the rising of the phoenix, the butterfly, the caterpillar that becomes the butterfly. It's the death ritual. It's the shamanic death ritual where you release, you let go. I see you being born again. The challenge, because this is in the challenge position, is to actually give in to the change, to actually give in to the shift, to actually let go so that whatever needs to end will end and whatever needs to arise will arise. So that's going to be a challenge for you to let go and give in to this beautiful cycle. Now, the overall theme for you is the Wheel of Fortune, which means that the wheels of time are turning. Something new is coming, new opportunities, new exciting things. There's a beautiful portal in this card that you're stepping in through, a doorway to maybe a new life, a doorway to another dimension, a doorway to deeper understanding. But that's the overall thing for this month, is that you are going to receive much deeper understanding. Spiritual divine wisdom will come through as the sun continues to move through the sign of Virgo. Now, your starseed ancestors want to tell you to just jump in. This is very similar to that death card. Jump in. And look at this. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. How beautiful is that? The wheels of time are turning. Time is changing. New opportunities are arising. Right here, Wheel of Fortune. You're completely transforming yourself. This is bringing you divine wisdom, and your starseed ancestors are telling you to jump in. And we're featuring the Andromeda oil. So if you're an Andromeda starseed also, watching this reading, very powerful message from your Andromeda star family. And the animal spirit that you get for the month is the bear. I love the bear. It's powerful energy. The bear is about waking from spiritual slumber and beginning anew. Oh my God, I just love this reading. After a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move towards the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. The initial weeks and months of this spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles, but you have no choice, Bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, and your transformation begins. So how freaking powerful is that? This is a full-on spiritual experience for you, Sag, for this month. If you're in balance while this month traverses, you're going to feel your inner strength and you're going to feel like you're going to yearn to grow. If you're out of balance, you're going to withdraw. You're going to have like lethargy. You're going to be like lethargic. You're going to be tired and you're going to feel heavy, like you can't move, like through mud. So to bring it to balance, you have to move and you have to find exercise. So, and that's in all ways, shapes, and forms, body, mind, and spirit, because this is a full-on like multi-dimensional experience that you're going to have this month. I am so excited for you. And I think it's because you have been allowing that divine wisdom to really come through, and the endings, the new beginnings, the new opportunities, the jumping in. It's like just go for it, because I feel like so many amazing things are going to show up from this in your life. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you again next month.